Ooh, it's 3 a.m. guys. I do not want to speak too loudly because I do not want to disturb the people around the whole accommodation. But we are here to talk about the brand new Shadow event. Yes, the Team Go Rocket Grunt event, together with a brand new Shadow legendary Pokemon, Kyogre, has been introduced into Pokemon Go. And of course, that's going to be Shadow Ho-Oh 2. We're going to take a look at all the brand new Shadow Pokemon and see how good they are in Pokemon Go. Alright, so hi to all of you guys. So yes, let me go to bring my screen up, and I want to show you guys under today's tab though, under events, that we can actually remove away frustration. That's the most important thing that we can do. Okay, it's not shown here. I thought it'd be shown there, but yeah, we can remove away frustration. Remember to do that immediately. So what I would recommend to do is to type Shadow. Actually, you know what, not Shadow, but favorite. That's why I normally do and add FRU. All those Pokemon that you have favorited, hopefully you did. Alright, with frustration will appear. So for me, I'm going to remove away a few of my Shadow Drillburs, especially the ones with the higher IVs. Right, these two are the ones. So they have frustration. If we were to use the charge TM on them, we can remove away. Boom. Yeah, it cannot be relearned. So if we do it like that, it'll be very, very slow. What I would recommend you guys to do is to go over here, go under to your charge TM over here. Alright, select it and use the same search string. What you can do is you just keep spamming yes. You can just spam in the middle over here. Just spam yes, 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 and remove away all the frustration. When you do that, alright, all those drillburs with the frustration will all be removed. You guys saw how I did it, how quickly that was. I basically just removed 5 of the drillburs with frustration. So these are the 5 that I just removed. Alright, they all now have drill run, drill run, drill run, dig, and drill run. Great. So that's that for the first thing that I'd like to remind you guys to do. Second of all, let's go under news. Alright, we're gonna see under news over here. I do not have the actual gameplay footage for you guys because you know, the event hasn't started yet for Shadow Ho-Oh raids because it's Saturday and 3:30 a.m. It will start technically in 2.5 hours time, but I'm going to sleep until about 9 something. Then I'll head on out at 10 o'clock to meet the community to play the raids together here in Sacramento. Alright, we can see over here Team Go Rocket returns, Shadow Kyogre joins Giovanni, and Shadow Ho-Oh makes its Shadow raid debut. Shadow Ho-Oh has been in raids for not raids, but I mean in the game for a pretty long time now already. Oh yeah, I should actually not type Ho but also Ho-Oh and Shadow. Yep, we actually have gotten ourselves, in fact, the Apex Shadow Ho-Oh 2. Alright, if you managed to get it yourself 2 years ago. But this is the one that I got. Of course, I'd like to get something better. Clearly, that's not good. Alright, but I will show you guys over here under the information here. Trainers, we have received reports that Team Go Rocket is cooking up trouble yet again. No surprise. Dates are the 27th of January, 12 a.m., which kind of started 3.5 hours ago, to the 1st of February, 11:59 p.m. So we have about like 4 days-ish to actually play the event. And the single CYL is the short form for cylinder actually. Alright, so the single cylinder Pokemon Vavroom and its evolution, the multi-cylinder Pokemon Revavroom, will make their Pokemon Go debuts. Are they good or not? I'll tell you guys later on too. So defeat Team Go Rocket grants to save Shadow Corfish, which is a pretty good water type Pokemon, which I'll tell you guys about it too. And Shadow Snorunt and others. Defeat Giovanni to save Shadow Kyogre. Shadow Ho-Oh will return to Pokemon Go, this time debuting in Shadow Race, and for the first time you'll be able to encounter Shiny Shadow Ho-Oh, Shiny Shadow Ho-Oh. Alright, so for $5 you get extra, time research and whatsoever. My friend has gifted it to me, so thank you very much to my friend for gifting it to me. Shout out to Jocelyn in Manila for gifting me the ticket. There we go, Taken Treasures. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna go under the information that we want to see over here. Alright, so before we continue though, let me go ahead to refresh my camera. So I'm just afraid my camera might just shut off like what happened in the few videos ago. I do not want to restart and redo everything again. But here we are on the actual website, alright. I do not need to read everything to you guys again, but you guys can see the new Pokemon Vavroom and also Vivavroom. Those are how it looked like. I actually do have a friend who kind of had it, and I'm gonna show you guys if I can find it on the list over here. Oh my Lee, yep, so there, Vavroom, that's the first stage evolution. It's the single cylinder Pokemon. Alright, we're gonna go back to here, and we need 50 candies to evolve it into a Rivavroom. Okay, I'll tell you guys later on whether it's a good Pokemon or not. As for the event, of course, we can remove away frustration, and also there's more rockets spawning from the Pokestops and also the balloons as usual. Should be every 3 hours from the balloons. Alright, so Shadow Kyogre, man. Oh my god, this is the one that I waited for so long, and actually I did tell my friends to actually get this one, because this one will be the #1 water type attacker in the entire game. But you also kind of need to use your Elite Charge TM if you want to get Origin Pulse. Certain situations Surf is better, certain situation Origin Pulse is better. Alright, Shadow Ho-Oh will be in raids for the first time. You can get the shiny of it. Hopefully we can get the shiny later on, and maybe even tomorrow, because there's 2 days of raid days for the both weekends, Saturday and Sunday. As for Shadow Pokemon, though they are available, they're the new ones: Shadow Corfish, Shadow Snorunt, Shadow Chimchar, Shadow Piplup, Shadow Croagunk, Shadow Dwebble, and also Shadow Ferroseed. Interesting. Right, as for raids, those are the Pokemon that are available in the raids. Not so exciting, I would say so myself. Tier 3 also not so exciting, other than Bombardier, which is shinyable. Tyranitar, I just noticed, is also shinyable now. That is new, I think. Alright, Shadow raids, the ones that are available: Shadow Alolan Central, which you wouldn't want to raid for it because you do not need a hundo, but you want to get one with low attack, but the ones from the raid will be minimum IV 666, so I wouldn't recommend raiding it from the raid, but get it from the grunt would be better, especially if it's non-weather boosted. As for Shadow Macro, it's still the number 2 or the 3, number 3 flying type attacker right now, so I would still recommend try to get it if you want to get a budget flying type attacker, but there are only technically a handful of Pokemon that you use it against, especially the 2 Ultra Beasts, Pheromosa and Basbu. They are both double weak to flying, and hence you'll use them as compared to using other Pokemon. Of course, there's one more legendary Pokemon that's also going to be double weak to flying, and that's Virizion. So there are 3 Pokemon that you use it on. Other than that, nothing much. Alright, Shadow Pineco available, shiny form available too, just like the Macro. Shadow Croagunk available. Is Shadow Toxicroak? I don't think so. Alright, Shadow Scyther, which is available in a shiny form too. That has been around for a very long time if you manage to get it from the leader. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, it's from Arlo. As for Shadow Skarmory, as for Shadow Golett, those 2 are available too. They are not exactly the ones to actually go after like crazy. As for the Vavroom, it's only available from 12km X now, which is quite unfortunate, but you know, I guess they want to make it a little bit more exclusive, but to get the candy is going to be a bit of a grind, I guess. Alright, as for a few research tasks, those are the Pokemon. Nothing really too exciting to take note of. Yeah, even for PvP, Sableye, I guess. Nothing else seems too exciting to me. Of course, Quillfish, if you want the poison type attacker, is I think the top 3 poison type attacker, number 3, behind of the other 2, which are also I don't think available. But Nihilego definitely is better, but we are only talking about non-mega, non-legendary, and non-ultra beast here. It is actually the top 3 poison type attacker in the shadow form. Alright, as for the event bundle, okay, over there, paid time research, already shown you guys, you get extra Stardust XP, 1 Incense, 1 Incubator, 3 Silver Pineapples, and more. Alright, encounter with event team Pokemon 2, and you get a new post, Pokeball Throw post. Alright, so let's go ahead into the over here, man, Game Press. Thank you very much, Game Press, for all the information. The first thing we'd like to talk about is the new Pokemon Vavroom. First of all, it is a poison and steel typing Pokemon, a very, very unique typing. However, it's a good typing, but also a bad typing. What I mean by that, it is double weak to ground. It's also weak to fire, but it has a lot of resistance. Right, I'll show you guys over here. You can see the resistance and the vulnerability. Alright, so it resists a lot of typings. In fact, it resists a total of 10. Alright, I just counted it over there, my first time counting it. But these are the moves that you have: Lick, Poison Jab, Acid Spray, Gun Shot, and Gyro Ball. Maxes out to 1287, which is not exactly the max CP that you can actually use for the Great League. As for Rivavroom, right, the second stage evolution of it, it's the same typing, Poison Steel. Attack gone up a lot. It maxes out at 3337 CP as a hundo level 50. Moves are pretty much the same other than overheat. Of course, I don't think it's a very good Pokemon to use. From what I can see from the stats overall, you do not have steel typing move, and you're gonna lose to Metagross. Metagross still is gonna beat it. Shadow Metagross is still gonna be the number one steel type attacker, hands down. Nothing can beat it. As for being a poison type attacker, though, Poison Jet plus Gunk Shot, not so good. Definitely gonna lose to Shadow. Victory Bell definitely gonna lose to Nihilego. So I wouldn't recommend going after this particular Pokemon like crazy, and the shiny form is not available, so yep. So that's that for that, man. Let's go ahead to check out the two brand new, I guess, legendary Pokemon. Not exactly brand new, but one is brand new, the Kyogre. But well, let's go ahead to check out Ho-Oh first. Where does Ho-Oh sit in the fire category? Problem is, if we were to type fire, Ho-Oh actually does appear. Okay, Ho-Oh will be ranked Shadow Ho-Oh. You guys can see Incinerate and Brave Bird. It's on the second page. Alright, however, we are also going to have to look at it with both fire type moves. So hopefully with like Incinerate together with Sacred Fire. However, the problem is it's not showing up at all. I already checked. It's not showing up, but I can tell you guys for a fact that it's not going to beat Shadow Charizard is not going to beat Shadow Entei, is not going to beat Shadow Typhlosion. For some reason, I do not know why everything is not showing up. But I can tell you guys for a fact that Shadow Infinite definitely gets beaten out by Shadow Chandelier, Shadow Blaziken also. For some good reason, it's not showing up. Alright, so I wouldn't recommend going after Shadow Ho-Oh like crazy for, a good IV or in fact the Excel Candy. I'll tell you guys why also later on. But all I can say is I'll just get the shiny and I'll be done with it. Alright, as for water type though, now is the exciting part. If you check out water, yep, we can see that with Waterfall and Origin Powers, Shadow Kyogre is currently number 2 behind of Primal Kyogre. So right now, in order to get the best possible water type team is to get 1 Primal Kyogre and 5 Shadow Kyogres. Okay, you can see even beats out Shadow Swampert. Alright, if I were to type and add water, for some reason the Shadow Kyogre disappears also. As for Shadow Crawdad though, from Shadow Clawfish, is actually ranked very high. If I were to also type, alright, and add water, the Shadow Clawfish disappears, or the Shadow Crawdad disappears, although it actually has Waterfall as a fast move. And actually, if you check out over here, okay, we just sort best. We'll check out over here. We can see that Crawdad in general, without the shadow form, actually beats Swampert. Swampert you can see with a DPS of 16.495, whereas Crawdad is at 18.16. Of course, that's with Snow and Crabhammer, but with Waterfall, it's also still very high. So, yep, it's actually a stronger water type attacker than Shadow Swampert. However, since we have Shadow Kyogre, you might as well just use that if you can afford, to get more Shadow Kyogre and of course the resources to power it up. Alright, so that's that for the Kyogre, man. I'm really excited to actually get it, and I probably will get 1 first, and then I will see if I would like to get more for the future, especially when it will come in the form of raids, definitely, just like everything else. Alright. So anyway, let's go ahead and check out Great League. We're going to check out Vavroom. Alright, Vavroom is ranked 888 in the Great League, so it's not good. Alright, as for the Ultra League, it's also not there. As for the Master League, it's also not there. What we want to see is also Revavroom, right? So Riva, okay, is ranked 398 in the Great League. It's ranked 349 in the Ultra League, and it's ranked 304 in the Master League. My point in showing you guys this that it's not really good for Go Battle League. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out Ho-Oh though. Alright, Ho-Oh is ranked very low in the Great League, also ranked very low in the Ultra League. However, in the Master League, I'm so sorry, it went to autocorrect and put HI. But Master League, alright, Ho-Oh is ranked 8, Shadow Ho-Oh is ranked 12. So having Shadow Ho-Oh isn't gonna, make it better. Alright, so as for Kyogre wise, we're just gonna look at Master League now. Kyogre non-Shadow form is ranked 30, Shadow form is ranked 34, so yep. PvPoke recommends Surf and Origin Powers, but I would still prefer using Surf and Thunder just in case you have a mirror match and you can actually beat the Kyogre the opponent's Kyogre if you both do not have shields. Alright, so that's that for the information. So now let's talk about the crazy, more detailed ones for the grunts from the Taken Treasures event. There are so many new grunts available. And this article by GoHub just came out by just less than a minute ago. In fact, when I went onto the website, I saw it. So first things first, we can see that from the Psychic grunts, we have Slowpoke and also Wobbuffet in the mix. I won't talk about everything, but I'll just talk about the first slot and what you can catch. You can get Slowpoke and also Wobbuffet. Those two are not the most exciting ones. As for flying type, we have Gligar, we have Murkrow, and we have Starly. Two of the Pokemon Gligar and also Murkrow can be shiny, which is great. Shadow Gligar is good for a Great League, whereas Shadow Murkrow, I've already said it, is the top 3 flying type attacker. Alright, as for Starly, not really useful. Alright, Shadow Mawa, if you still need to get yourself a hundo, what you can do like what Princess is doing, you can fight it and see if you can get yourself a minimum IV 13, 13, 13. You can purify to get it up to a hundo. Alright, Shadow Rocks is still the number 1 fairy type attacker in the entire game. Shadow Gardevoir with Charm and Dazzling Gleam. Alright, as for Coughing though, it's Shinyable and also Fongus and Krogang. None of these are really too exciting other than Fongus, which gets you extra Stardust. As for grass typing though, we have Hoppip, we have Seedot, and we also have Turtwig. Seedot is Shinyable, that was available from Cliff back then many years ago. Alright, during one of the Go Fest or something like that. Alright, none of these are really too exciting. Hoppip, you can get it into Jumpluff to get Acrobatics when you actually get the Community Day move available to evolve it into. And it's a very good Pokemon for the Great League, but you do not need the Shadow one for the Great League also. As for fire type though, we have Growlithe, we have Houndour, and we have Chimchar. Growlithe can be shiny, which is great. Nothing too exciting, I would say so. Chimchar is, I guess, okay, infinite, but we have better counters than that. As for electric, we have Marit, we have Blitzer, we have Joltik. None of these are really too exciting other than for Blitzer, which you can get for not Blitzer, sorry, Joltik, which you can get for the Ultra League as Galvantula. You need a hundo though, which is pretty hard to get. Alright, as for Pineco, Shackle and also Dwebble in the bug type grunt. Pineco is shinyable. Shackle is something that I'm trying to get more XL candy for that last time, so but now I do not need it anymore. I'm trying to get myself the non-shadow hundo, which I might actually fight more to actually try and purify it to get the hundo. One thing to take note though, they actually stated over here, most of the Pokemon here can be countered by strong fire type Charizard or Moltres. I wouldn't recommend it totally because Dwebble actually has Smackdown and also Shackle actually has Rock Throw, which those will annihilate your flying and fire type Pokemon. I will recommend using something like Reshiram with Fire Fang and just Fire Fang down the first 2 Pokemon and just overheat or Fusion Flare the last Pokemon. If the second Pokemon is Shackle, after fighting the first Shackle, you can actually Fusion Flare the second Shackle, and then after the third Pokemon that comes in, you just need to Fusion Flare one more time, it'll one-shot KO it. Alright, that's my recommendation. As for Kiki, which is a ghost typing Pokemon, Ghastly is gone. Oh my god, I actually want more Ghastlys. But we have Shadow Mischievous, we have Shadow Drifloon, and Shadow Golurk. None of them too exciting. Alright, rock typing, there's still Cranidos, which is great. Cranidos, Shieldon, and also Onyx. Shadow Onyx is great last time for the Great and Ultra League, now not so. Cranidos definitely one you want to go after. Is the number 1 rock typing Pokemon in the entire game. In certain situations, Shadow Rhyperior is better, but Shadow Rampados is definitely one you really want to get your hands on. Alright, as for normal type, we have Shadow Meowth, which is available in the Shadow form, Shadow Teddiursa, and Shadow Stantler. Shadow Meowth, you can get extra Stardust from that, great, nothing too exciting also. As for Dragon type, we have 3 Dragon types available, Executor, the Alolan form, Gible, and also Dratini. All of them are okay. You can try and go after them if you want to, but I wouldn't because there's a better Dragon type to go after, which I will talk to you guys about. Alright, as for water type though, we have the female grunt with Piplup, Corphish, and also Barboach. Barboach would be great for the Great League, but you do not need the Shadow one. As for Corphish, I did say that the Crawdad is the top 3 water type attacker. Alright, male one is going to be Magikarp, which then you can get yourself the Shadow Gyarados. Alright, great for the Premium Master League. Alright, as for fighting type Pokemon though, it switched it up a bit. We have the Hisuian Sneasel, we have Makuhita, and also Machop, which is available in the shiny form. Machop, Shadow Machop is still the top 4 Shadow Pokemon, but in the future it will just keep on going down in tiers. Alright, as for ground typing Pokemon, we have Diglett, we have Wooper, and we also have Droober, which is the one that we want to go after. I do believe Rhyhorn might also be available as a reward, but it's not stated over here, but I do hope it is. Droober is still the number one ground typing attacker. I would really recommend going after it. Alright, as for steel typing, nothing too exciting other than Alolan Sandshrew, which is great for, I guess, the Great League. I do think maybe even the second slot should be available for rewards, so I'll be surprised if it's not. Alright, as for ice typing, Shadow Swinub, that's the one you want to go after. The other two are quite mediocre. Dark typing Pokemon, everything doesn't seem to be so exciting, but you can fight it if you want to. I fight any grunts. As for the female, the grunt, the one that says I've already won or get ready to be defeated, or winners is for winner, winning is for winners. It'll be Shadow Snorlax, which I still fight all the time trying to get myself a hundo. As for the male grunt, it's going to get you one of the Hisuian starter Pokemon, which is great. Those are really strong Pokemon. I really recommend to go after them. It's really, really good. I would recommend trying to get yourself either the Mudkip or even a Torchic if you can. Alright, so that's that for the grunts. Now let's go ahead and check out Cleave. Yes, there's a lot of information, guys. Alright, so Cleave actually has Shadow Zubat. Alright, but before we continue, let me restart the camera again. So as I was saying, yes, Cleave has Shadow Zubat available, and those are the Pokemon that you will have to fight for the second and third Pokemon. One Pokemon that I recommend to use to fight against the Shadow Zubat is actually Mewtwo. You can use Mewtwo. Mewtwo with Side Strike and also Shadow Ball. What you can do is you just Psycho Cut down. Use Psycho Cut, not Confusion, to Psycho Cut down the Zubat. And then after that, you can of course burn shields. After 5 Psycho Cut, you can use 1 Side Strike. Burn the first 2 shields. After the next Pokemon that comes in, if it's Kingdra or Aerodactyl, you just need to use Side Strike. 2 Side Strike should be enough to knock it out. If it's Gallade, you just need to Shadow Ball it. Last Pokemon is either Tyranitar, Cradily, or Crobat. What I can recommend is to use your second and third Pokemon, a fighting type Pokemon, Shadow Machamp, and the third Pokemon to use Tyranitar, just in case you need to use the Tyranitar against Aerodactyl or in fact Crobat. Those are the 2 Pokemon that you can counter with. Alright, as for Sierra though, this is her team. She has Tentacool, which is cool, haha, and also Sableye, Honchkrow, and so on and so forth. So Tentacool is weak to electric and also psychic, but I'll recommend using electric type Pokemon. To me, the number one Pokemon to use against it is Zekatri. Why? Is because you can use it to farm energy, and also it actually has access to electric and also fairy type move, Dazzling Gleam. So you can use Discharge to burn the shields first. If it's Honchkrow or Milotic, you can use Discharge. As for the Sableye, is going to be weak to Dazzling Gleam, then you can use it to just take out the Sableye. Of course, it's going to be a really glassy Pokemon also, but there are other options that are available too. Alright, as for the last slot, you can always use Mewtwo to knock out Victory Bell. Of course, Alakazam 2 with Mewtwo with Shadow Ball, but I would recommend using, I guess, in fact, a fighting type Pokemon for Houndoom also, not Lucario, because it's going to be weak to the Fire Fang. Alright, as for Arlo though, alright, Arlo has access to Bagon this time, so this is the one that I want to talk about. Why I say I'm not going to bother about the Dragon type Grunt so much is because Shadow Bagon is available from Arlo. So Arlo with Shadow Bagon is the still current number one Dragon type attacker. Of course, when Shadow Rayquaza comes, that will take over the slot. What I normally would use to actually fight Arlo is actually Lucario to actually burn the first 2 shields with Power Up Punch on Bagon. Then after that, I use Shadow Ball on the next Pokemon. There are 2 Pokemon that are weak to it, Hypno and also Golurk. If it's Shadow Charizard that comes out, I'll pull an immediate switch into Tyranitar, use Smackdown all the way to knock it out. But I have 2 moves that are available for my charge move for Tyranitar. One is Stone Age and one is Fire Blast. Why do I need these 2 moves? Is because if you look at the last slot, is Dragonite and also Salamence. Those 2 are weak to Stone Age, whereas Scizor, you can just one-shot KO it with Fire Blast. So that's my recommendation, to take it down really quickly. As for the last slot, you can put Mewtwo or something in as just an anchor. You can even use Heatran, which is what I would normally use, as it's a very tanky Pokemon, and the last Pokemon wouldn't do anything to Heatran at all. Dragonite with Steel Wing, double resisted. Dragonite with Dragon Tail, it will be single resisted. And as for Scizor, also resisting everything, double resisting the fast moves. So that's what I recommend. As for Giovanni though, the final one that we're going to look at, yes, he has access to Persian, and second Pokemon is going to be Nidoking, Rhyperior, and also Garchomp. Second Pokemon is going to be weak to ice, which is great. You can use it. However, if it's Rhyperior with like much slap, it's still gonna hurt a lot. Alright. The last Pokemon is gonna be Kyogre, which then you can use either grass or electric type Pokemon to take it on. I would recommend using a grass typing Pokemon. Reason for that is because Kyogre has only one fast move, and that is waterfall. So using something like even a mega Sceptile will be the best because it double resists water, but if it has blizzard, it's gonna get one shot KO. So that's something you have to take note. First Pokemon that I recommend to use if you have is Lucario. Lucario resists both the fast move from Persian, Scratch, and even Feint Attack. So use Lucario if you have that. And then you can use Aura Sphere on the second Pokemon if you're able to do it. Yep, so that's basically it, man. In terms of whatever I'd like to share with you guys for all the information for this particular event. It's a very exciting event that I see so far. Of course, the Shadow Ho-Oh is something we'll look at first. The other things we'll look at next time. As for one more thing though, it's a special research. You have to complete it. For the special research over here, which I'll show you guys, the timeless travel, which I'm still on stage 2. Alright, you have to complete this. Once you reach to like almost the third last stage, that's when you get another Super Rocket Radar to get yourself the Shadow Kyogre. That's it from me, man. My voice is like cracking up already, but hopefully you guys got information on this. If you guys enjoyed this video and found this video informative, definitely remember to share with your friends and also to like the video. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.